channel. If you're new here, my name is Shayna and I am currently 35 weeks and 6 days pregnant with a little girl. Tomorrow I will be entering into my 37th week of pregnancy, which will quickly also come to an end because I am being induced next week due to something called fetal growth restriction that my daughter was diagnosed with. So we are super excited. This is my last pregnancy update. I'm so excited. I cannot believe that I will have my daughter in my arms in just a couple of days. It feels so surreal and definitely weird that I won't be pregnant anymore. I am so used to my pregnancy and my pregnancy body, and just not having that anymore, it's kind of nerve-wracking. That makes any sense, but let's go ahead and get right into this video. So starting off with symptoms, a couple good days and a couple bad days. Sunday and Monday were pretty rough. I had a lot of low abdomen pain, a ton of cramping, but that is all normal and all comes with the ending stages of pregnancy, and that just means that my body is gearing up to give birth. So I've had a lot of false contractions, and even though they are not comfortable nor pleasant, they are definitely what is needed to get my body to where it needs to be to hopefully help in this induction process and giving birth to my daughter. It has definitely been very difficult to do anything lately, walking, gaining up and down off of things. My belly has definitely been restricting in physicality, but it is okay. I'm exhausted and sick lately. I've been a little bit constipated. I have been able to relieve myself a couple of times this week, but I have been a little constipated and I have been kind of nauseous lately. I know last night, Friday night, I had very, very severe acid reflux. I went to bed at a point where I almost threw up twice that it was so bad, and I slept literally sitting straight up like this with all of my pillows up against the headboard of my bed. This is how I was sleeping because it was that bad. I didn't get great sleep last night, but we made it through, and that symptom hopefully will definitely go away after I'm no longer pregnant, because that is something I never had to deal with prior to pregnancy. I lost my mucus plug on Monday, which is great. I don't think I lost the full thing. I think I finished losing it Tuesday because I saw a little bit of it come out on tissue paper and a little bit in my underwear when I was walking around a lot and moving. But I definitely lost it on Monday, or a big chunk of it. Brandon freaked out a little bit because he was like, no, you need to stay in there for just a couple more days, because he had 3 more shifts left to get through before he was officially on leave, and he stayed in there for the rest of the week. It is Saturday afternoon and she's still in here, so we made it. We are both now officially done with work and on leave. Tuesday I had my last maternal fetal medicine appointment. It was by far the quickest specialist appointment I have been to. Pretty much in and out. Baby girl did everything that she needed to do. She was very awake and very active, chasing the probe, kicking the probe, doing everything she needed to do, her practice breathing. She did a lot of funny faces and we got a lot of great pictures. A couple of these look like Brandon. These look like Brandon, and a couple of them look like me. She even did duck lips, like kissy lips, like that. I saw her blink a couple times, which was really freaking cool, and I just remember thinking that I can't believe just a few days from now I'm not going to be seeing these images on a screen of what she's gonna look like. I'll actually be looking into her face out here in the world. It's just the weirdest thing ever, and it's so amazing. Her heart flutter and the growth restriction are obviously both still there, but they are both still normal, good as she can be with her diagnosis. She is doing very, very well. She's barely, as my doctor says, she's boring. She's barely on the precipice of having this. So, and we learned that because we were all shocked to know that she had gained a full pound, so to 5 pounds, and that was our goal. My blood sugar is also normal, just a couple of, you know, highs here and there, but very low highs, if that makes sense. But literally that part is almost over too, because just a couple more days and I won't have to deal with it anymore. Hopefully I will be obviously checked, part of an appointment for it as well, and then I will need to keep an eye on it for the rest of my life. Just specialist doctor that I had lost my mucus plug, and I have been feeling really crampy and had a lot of false contractions lately this past week, and I told her that I think possibly a lot of that had come from me and my husband being intimate, and she said, well, that's a good sign, because the medication that they're probably going to give me because of the Pitocin shortage, and also since I'm already dilated, it's the same way that sperm does, called Cervidil. I know there's another name for it. I think Cervidil is the ingredient in it, not the actual name, but it would most likely give me that, and that most likely my body would respond very well to it, considering my body is responding apparently fairly well to intimacy. So that makes me feel really good and confident. I was optimistic that I would be more dilated at my next appointment with my OB that Friday, which also would be my last appointment before I go in for the induction. boring, as the doctor liked to said. Everything looked good, and we were just ready to have a birthday for her to come into the world. So I left there, went and grabbed something to eat, and then I went home and started prepping different spots at my house and organizing a little bit more, putting her stuff up in her nursery and stuff like that needed to be done, and also getting some stuff together for my hospital bag and diaper bag, which I also packed this week. So literally everything is done. Everything is ready for her. I just have to put a couple more last minute things in place, do one more load of laundry for her, which I'm not going to do until tomorrow, because I got a couple of gift cards and stuff, and I'm going to take those and go get a couple more things for her, and then do the last loads of laundry tomorrow, and literally everything will be done for her to come home. And I'm very prepared and very happy now I've gotten this far, and everything is pretty much done. I just need to get myself together. Wednesday was amazing. It was so sweet because my coworkers threw a surprise baby shower for me. It was the sweetest things. That's where I got a couple of the gift cards that I'm going to be using. And then Thursday was pretty rough. The day was good, but then towards the end of the workday, I started to get like a really bad headache. It was a pressure headache. Like, I had a lot of mucus buildup, and you could feel it behind my eye, and I was just thinking about how am I going to get this long to-do list done that I need to get done at home. I get home to a really dirty kitchen that was cleaned the day before, and I just so overwhelmed and was like, I really don't feel good. I just want to lay down, but I need to make sure this stuff gets done, but I feel like I'm doing it alone. So I kind of got the to-do list done that I needed done, besides one thing, which I did later that night. And just went upstairs, laid in my bed, and just started bawling. I had so many emotions, and I was so drained and so tired and overwhelmed, and I just bawled. And Brandon came up there a little bit later, and we wound up getting into a really big argument because what I was trying to express didn't come out the way that I wanted it to, and he took it wrong. He got really upset and mad, but he came downstairs yelling at thin air because he didn't want to yell at me. I was scrubbing the kitchen and making me dinner. So no matter how mad that man gets at me, he's still going to do everything in his power to make me happy and to make sure that what I need or what I need done gets done. So that was sweet, but it was also awkward. I was sitting there holding back tears like while he was in the kitchen and all that stuff. Like, I was a mess Thursday night, which did not help with my headache because it made the pressure headache so much worse. Like, and the buildup of the mucus just kept on. So that did not help at all. Conversation a couple hours later that night, once he had calmed down, and we actually talked it out, and we both let our feelings, and I felt really bad because I wasn't considering his feelings at all. I was just being selfish and thinking of what I needed and not what he needed. We are both about to be new parents. She will be here because we have a set date. So me trying to be prepared, I'm a planner, and always having these things that I have a to-do list, and I want to make sure everything gets done, and he's not like that. He's a go with the flow type of person, and I'm the complete opposite, and I want to make sure everything gets done for her, bring her home. And I think part of that is kind of masking my fear. I'm not scared, like I don't feel fear at all to go into labor or anything like that, because I know my body knows what it needs to do. But I think that my to-do list and being overwhelmed and wanting all that stuff is masking a little bit of fear that I do have. And it kind of just got to me Thursday, and I just needed to let it out, and also coupled with pregnancy emotions and hormones and all that stuff, my body's going through a lot. So Thursday was, like I said, very rough, but we worked it out, we fixed it, and I feel 10 times better now because honestly my to-do list is pretty much done. Friday I still woke up with the pressure headache, and I slept in because I had my last OB appointment that morning. So I took some Tylenol, got a washcloth and put on my head to hopefully break that up, used some nose spray, and then got up, went to my appointment, which was, I actually took a little bit longer than I wanted to because they were really short-handed. Everything went perfectly well. The NST machine did have another paper jam, so that really sucked, but they didn't make me stay on it extra 20 minutes because while the doctor was in there, they left me on it, and within that 10 minutes that she was in there, she did everything she was supposed to, and her heart rate looked perfect, so they didn't make me stay on it. My weight still fluctuated this past week. I was 135 at my maternal fetal medicine appointment and a 133 at my OB appointment yesterday. So like I said, still fluctuating around there. So 135 is the highest I have gotten my entire life. So I hit my goal. Baby girl is good, and she will be out in this world in just a couple more days, We did the cervical check. I am unfortunately still 1 centimeter dilated, but I am 50% effaced, so I got more effaced. I thinned out a lot more, and even though I was like disappointed because I wanted to be more dilated, my doctor actually sounded very optimistic and very positive about it. My baby wasn't as low as she needed to be. She was at like a negative station 3, still up there, but this time she was like, she didn't say where she was, but that she was head down and she was putting lots of pressure right there, which is I guess why it thinned out more. And she sounded very optimistic about labor and that it should go smoothly, and she gave me instructions and stuff on what to do when we go in for our induction. She gave me a number that I need to call to make sure there aren't any delays, because even though mine is a medically necessary induction, if someone goes into active labor or there's an emergency C-section, obviously I'm going to get pushed back. So I can call literally at any point from midnight till I'm supposed to go in that day. If I can't sleep, she can be like, you can call 3 a.m. and they'll tell you where you are on the list. So that gave me a little bit peace of mind, but I really hope that there aren't a lot of delays, or it's not more than just a couple of hours, because the anticipation of waiting for that is going to kill me, especially since I am so prepared for it, and I have been prepared for it, and I made sure to be ready for it, and them telling me, no, wait, you can't come until 10 o'clock tonight, I swear I'm going to lose my mind and be very upset. But I know that I'm prepared for delays. I just don't know if I'm capable of being that prepared for that big of a delay, because I will be really pissed. But no one can control it. It's life. It happens. It's the way a hospital works. Doesn't matter. I'm not, like, if I could choose not to be induced, I would, because I think that's part of my fear, because I never wanted to be induced. I never wanted to force my body to do something that it's not ready to do. But obviously that's not our option, and I have accepted it and come to terms with it. But it doesn't mean I'm still not happy about it. And that's where I think some of my fear comes from, because I don't want to do it. But I am happy that she will be here sooner rather than later. Like, I'm happy that I get to meet her now instead of 3-4 weeks from now. If 4 weeks, as in if she comes late. Really good thing though is that I was told that I have to use the Follow Build because I'm already dilated, and she seems very positive that I will dilate just fine on my own. They said that they will be giving me Cervidil first, named for it, and that my body should respond very well to it, and if it does, then they may or may not break my water. It depends on how far and how fast I progress, and or if I ask to, like they said I can ask, and they will break my water for me. I guess that'll make it go by faster. Hopefully it won't stall it. My labor continues to do fine and it doesn't stall. They may not need to use Pitocin at all if my body decides to go along with the medication or be like, But since I'm already dilated, I'm already thinning, and apparently baby girl is definitely down there, which I can feel because I felt a ton more pressure this past week. Lots of cramping, lots of false contractions. So hopefully, fingers crossed, my body, praying, does everything that it's supposed to do. And because her being so optimistic and hearing that in her tone of voice and the smile on her face did make me feel a lot better, thinking that I won't have a 24-48 hour labor, because that's one of the biggest things that I was terrified of having, was a 24 to 48 hour labor. Like, I don't even know if I can handle that. And it was great. I went to work after that. Friday flew by so fast. It was my last day of work. It was very weird and bittersweet to say goodbye to my coworkers for the next 12 weeks that I'll be out on maternity leave. I know that I'm going to enjoy and soak up every single moment that I have with my baby girl while I'm home, but I'm definitely going to miss my coworkers and my work life there. This long since I was 15 years old, so it's definitely going to be weird. But a lot of people are like, you won't even notice it. It's going to fly, because you're going to be exhausted, adjusting, you know, life with a newborn. And they're definitely probably right, but I obviously won't really know that firsthand until I'm experiencing it myself. My in-laws came over this morning and helped clean my entire house. It went by very fast, and I'm so happy and so grateful. I could not have asked for better in-laws. This house spick and span for Emery to come home, and I'm so happy, and it makes me feel so much better that it's done. Brandon had a rough night at work last night and didn't get any sleep, so he's actually currently asleep right now, and we're just going to relax and hang out. Tomorrow, Sunday, I will officially be 37 weeks. We're going to football as usual over at his grandparents' house, and then we are going to go on our last date night before we become parents. We were going to go tonight, but obviously since he had a really rough night last night, it's not a good option. Exhausted, and So we're just going to do it tomorrow night after football, and we're going to stop by Bye Bye Baby and get a couple more things off of my registry with the gift cards and stuff that I received, and also we have a discount code, so we're going to do that, go eat some dinner, and just soak up the last couple of hours. We have just us two, just me and him, before we bring our daughter into the world. Guys, my bump now, my 36 weeks and 6 day bump. There she is. This is the last one you will see. Tomorrow is my last bump date for this pregnancy. I feel so weird. I am so ready and I'm so excited, and I cannot believe this is the end of this pregnancy journey, my first viable pregnancy. And I'm so excited and I am so happy on this journey. I have definitely enjoyed this pregnancy. It has been very stressful, but we made it through. And now we are about to no longer have a pregnancy and have a baby. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.